What is minimal accountability in political system? Third is that when there are scams and corruption in which political members are involved, the Lokpal will not get political support. And on the other hand, you show the corruption, the level of corruption you can find this. What is minimal accountability in political system? First, we have to answer that.
Questions are asked, they avoid or investigations are made, then can't be pursued. CBI and secretary and our conditions. That is proper grievance. The political activity is still
It is related to political executive, that the way they conduct themselves and how political executive goes by minimal accountability means a very less accountability. Means it is not very proactive to uphold its own accountability. Political executive, it is not able to uphold its own accountability. Like criminalization of politics. So you have 46% now, let's say. That time it was 42%, let's say. So 42% or 43% that we have. So they have not done anything substantial to tackle that matter. Yes. Then let's say defection politics will find out how there is political corruption. Third is that when there are scams and corruption in which political members are involved, as we told that other societies scam. So sanctions are not granted against political members. Sanctions can be granted against civil servants, but not necessarily ex-chief minister, or let's say ex-governor. They do not grant permission. So, plus the very creation of Lokpal, this taking let's say over 4 decades, plus appointment of Lokpal, right, taking 6 years, right. So that political aspect we have to write. These things are nothing but manifestation of a low level of political will to uphold its own accountability. Yes. On the other hand, idea of Lokpal or ombudsman is the government should throw itself to people so that people can evaluate the accountability of the government. This, that idea. So on the one hand, idea of Lokpal is that government should be so, let's say that open to scrutiny by people. But here government has a minimum level of accountability. In that ecological environment, if you create Lokpal like institution, the Lokpal will not get political support. This. Lokpal will not get political support even if it has been created, because the creation itself shows there is a lack of political support. The operationalization itself shows that there is lack of political concern or let's say support. Like it took let's say another 6 years to operationalize it. And that was done also when Supreme Court told कि अगर आप नहीं अपॉइंट करोगे फरवरी तक तो हम अपॉइंट करेंगे लोकपाल. This. ये डेडलाइन दिया सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने. दैट आई स्किप्ड somehow, but चलो you come to know this also. Supreme Court in 2019 gave an order that कि फरवरी का उन्होंने कोई डेट दिया था. If you will not appoint Lokpal, we will appoint Lokpal. Don't force us. This. नहीं तो वो 2019 में भी नहीं अपॉइंट होता. This. So the question is why a court is forcing you to, let's say, appoint. This you can consider. That is what we have to depict first. The answer should be less focused to Lokpal per se, more focused to background of the Lokpal, the ecology of the Lokpal in which Lokpal is operating. This. And then thereafter you can say that even if it has been, let's say, broad, but we can see how it is not empowered. आज के डेट में आप लिख रहे हो तो parliamentary committee has given report, तो government का ही report है, government institution का ही report है ना, कि even in inquiry, investigation and prosecution wings not created, not a single person they have given order for prosecution. Yes. And on the other hand, you show the corruption, the level of corruption you can find this. The level of corruption report you can say, even you can talk even UPSC, let's say that, how the UPSC scam, Hindenburg exposure you can consider, that you can say. Then National Stock Exchange scam, PNB scam, ICI Bank scam. So many scams have come up in recent times, you can say, after operationalization of Lokpal. But Lokpal has not taken up those matters. Yes. So, yesterday we told, somewhere we were talking about yes, we were talking executive control and administration. So then you have to relate that ultimately how administration is going to work, its tone and tenure will be decided by the executive, the political executive. This. So that is how, let's say, the relationship. And therefore, Lokpal, even if as far as law is concerned, it can be considered as a paper tiger, but as far as its practice is concerned, its effectiveness lacks because of minimum political accountability. Yes. It can become effective when there is reinvention. It reinvents itself. Right. Nevertheless, without political support, political accountability, administrative accountability will not be as effective, or it will not go beyond a level. Yes. So that should be the approach. तो आइडियल क्यों है, तो वो सारे आप प्रोविजन बना दो कि जो प्रोविजन है उसके वजह से हम इसको बोल सकते हैं आइडियल है, बिकॉज दोज प्रोविजंस मेक इट ए काइंड ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंट बॉडी, राइट, एंड दैट इज हाउ वी विल एक्सप्लेन इट. See, minimal accountability is related to political system. They have clearly explained that. Political system. तो political system मतलब क्या होता है? Political executive or the political aspect. Whatever the political system you have, it's legislature, it's political executive. That is how we can say this. Now, are they so proactive to uphold their accountability? If they are proactive to uphold their accountability, so then you cannot have 46% criminalization of politics. They may have reduced it. That one we can consider. Second is that when permission is not granted, in case when there are political members involved in scams and corruption, like say other society scam, we can say this. Prosecution collapse, आप पीछे भी जा सकते हो, आप बोल सकते हो कि कैसे हवाला स्कैंडल एंड कोलैप्स होता है, and how we go back to that aspect. So that aspect you can consider. Then let's say even if Lokpal was enacted in 13, but it is not created till 2019. It shows lack of political will. Even if created 2019, but it is not empowered to work. Right. बहुत ज्यादा माइनर फैक्ट्स हो जाएगा. गवर्नमेंट ने प्रॉमिस किया 100 करोड़ बजट, दिया क्या 18 करोड़. अब तो धीरे धीरे उन्होंने बजट बढ़ाया है, बट प्रॉमिस किया था 100 करोड़ का, एक्चुअल में दिया उनको 18 करोड़. But I do not want to go with the financial aspect. Financial data, they have different aspects, let's say. So we can tell that not empowerment. At least we can tell how there is no inquiry and prosecution in created even after 2019 parliamentary panel recommends. Right. Almost you have taken 4 years. In 4 years also you are not appointing investigation, inquiry and prosecution wing. Why? That is what political accountability you can consider. When there is a lack of political accountability, means answerability of political executive, then can an institution work that is anti-corruption, and that anti-corruption will be largely against the government. Corruption will be because largely corruption is against the government. Will it be effective? And then there's also policy level corruption has increased. Right. This corruption, you should know, that time you told you that administrative corruption, policy level corruption, right? In RTI we will also tell you that corruption, आप चिल्लर्स को स्टॉप कर रहे हो ना, आप पॉलिसी बना करके किसी को फेवर दे रहे हो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, वो तो बहुत ही सटल तरीके से करप्शन हो रहा है, वो कोई समझ नहीं पाएगा. पॉलिसी लेवल करप्शन, राइट. बट करप्शन जो होता है, कोई ब्राइब ले रहा है, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट पे आप 10% मांग रहे हो, तो वो एक करप्शन हो गया, लेट्स से एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव करप्शन. बट पॉलिसी इटसेल्फ इज गिविंग फेवर, राइट. जैसे Kenya, let's say Kenya government has, a court has cancelled that contract of Adani. It is a policy level corruption. You give favor at policy level. That has increased due to crony capitalism. Right. So, means just keep policy level corruption. That is how I will write it. This is called minimum accountability. पॉलिसी लेवल वी में हैव टॉक्ड वेल टीचिंग करप्शन कि करप्शन जैसे मान लो कोई भी प्लॉट होता है, जैसे मान लो धारवी है, अब धारवी किसी को देना है बनाने के लिए, अब क्या करोगे, पॉलिसी लेवल में आप इस तरह से कुछ ऐसा सटल तरीके से टेम्पर करोगे, राइट, अपना दिमाग लगाकर, ताकि वो कहीं ना कहीं कॉन्ट्रैक्ट किसी को चला जाए, राइट. मैं छोटा सा स्टोरी बताता हूँ. जो टेंडर्स इशू किया जाता है, तो अब हमारे पास उसका एक्सपीरियंस है, फर्स्ट हैंड एक्सपीरियंस, तो बता रहा हूं. तो आपको किसी पर्टिकुलर पर्सन को कॉन्ट्रैक्ट देना होता है, देना है, मान लो कॉन्ट्रैक्टर जो पार्टी है, वो क्या करती है, वो देखती है कि इसके पास क्या कंडीशन है, क्या फुलफिल करता है, और जो ये फुलफिल करता है उसी के हिसाब से कॉन्ट्रैक्ट का कंडीशन सेट करेगी, ताकि बाकी लोग डिस्क्वालीफाई हो जाए, दिस, और उसको कॉन्ट्रैक्ट मिल जाएगा. इट इज लीगल ऑल्सो, राइट. वी हैव एक्सपीरियंस इन वन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, दैट्स व्हाई लेट्स से कि वी केम टू नो कि ऐसे भी होता है, राइट. तो उन्होंने ऐसे ही सेट किया और ओपनली, लेट्स से दैट. So this is how it is happening in a very small case, na? So what about bigger cases? Right. This is called corruption. जिसको आप बोलोगे, मीन्स कि आप इसको करप्शन नहीं बोल सकते हैं, इसलिए कि it is policy of the government. Right. Anyhow, so that is what the question we can say. Let's read this. The next question, the first time they ask a question relating to, after a long time, Lokayuktas. So there are required legal mechanisms to address corruption, malpractice, but they have failed to curb the menace any noticeable degree. So it's direct question है. Whatever we have told about Lokayuktas, you know it. आप डायरेक्ट लिख दो, उसमें कोई नहीं है. वे फॉरवर्ड में अच्छे लिखने के लिए कि नाउ वी हैव एनेक्टेड 2013 लोकायुक्त एक्ट व्हिच विल ब्रिंग यूनिफॉर्मिटी एंड एम्पावर लोकायुक्ता टू वर्क इफेक्टिवली. यस, so that is way forward. That is anyhow, so this is what, let's say, let's take after break we'll take next CBC, CBI. Right. Yes, one more question. Which year? 19. Lokayuktas are not Lokayuktas are not social reformers, nor are they persons who do little and accomplish nothing. Experience also seems to indicate that there is no comprehensive knowledge of the duties and function of Lokayuktas and the scope of their activities on the part of ordinary members of public. ये 90 का क्वेश्चन है, जब उन्होंने क्रिएट किया होगा उस समय का है, तो लोगों को अवेयरनेस नहीं है, ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है, लिख सकते हैं. राइट. So 15 minutes after that.